digestive system. How you can what's the function?
Digest your food.
In and out.
For what is the digestion of food?
To poop.
Metabolism.
Go to the 7 periods.
Mechanical and chemical digestion of food, absorption of needed nutrients, and elimination of which we don't need.
Waste.
Particles. Okay, digestive system divides into two main parts. All organs, all parts of totally divides into two main parts. These are alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract and accessory organs. What is alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract? This white tube, why it's called canal, totally, is alimentary canal, or starts by what? Which part?
Mouth.
Mouth, and finishes by what?
Sphincters.
Sphincters. What has sphincters? By anus.
Anus, yes, yeah.
Anus, or last part of the alimentary
Rectum.
canal called the rectum. Understood?
So you know.
Totally, the gastrointestinal tract or alimentary canal divides into three main parts: anterior part, middle part, and posterior part. Anterior alimentary canal includes, first part is what?
Esophagus? No. It's just.
When you're eating, where food enters first? The
Mouth.
through the esophagus or how? Mouth, yes, or oral cavity. After the mouth, from the mouth, food enters which part of the digestive system? Maybe you know this portion.
Maybe.
Behind of oral cavity, what we have?
Throat.
Pharynx.
Pharynx. Yeah.
Pharynx. Next is this tube. How called?
Esophagus.
Esophagus.
Mm.
And esophagus continues into the, what is this? What is this? What do you think?
Digestive.
Stomach.
Stomach.
Understood? Or anterior alimentary canal. Organs, parts of the anterior alimentary canal are oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach. Stomach finishes here. The middle part of the alimentary canal is formed by small intestine. The total term for this part of the intestine to here
It's small.
is small intestine. But small intestine have three parts. First part of small intestine, or part which is continuation of the stomach after the stomach, is short portion, this like arc, has name duodenum. Duodenum continues into the jejunum. Jejunum continues into the ileum, and ileum finishes at the large intestine, next part of the alimentary canal. Understood? Or again, middle part of the alimentary canal called small intestine. Small intestine has three parts: duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Posterior alimentary canal, or large intestine. Large intestine starts from here. This is the beginning portion and finishes here. But large intestine also has different parts. The first part of large intestine, this is opening hole where ileum connects with first part of large intestine, which is called cecum. This below of this opening, this small part of the large intestine has name cecum. Understood? This is first part of large intestine. Cecum has additional new additional intestinal structure which called vermiform appendix. Listen, vermiform appendix is not directly part of the large intestine. It is part of cecum, which is first part of the large intestine. Understood? Cecum is this small portion of large intestine. That's above of cecum, we have this part of large intestine to the rectum. Total term for these parts, colon. But colon also divides into 4 parts. This portion of colon passes upward. Name is, how will we name? Ascending colon. Next, ascending colon continues into the part of colon which passes from right to left and has transverse direction. Transverse colon. Transverse colon continues into the colon which passes down. Descending colon. Descending colon continues into the part which has shape like S and because called sigmoid colon. And the last part of large intestine is rectum, or totally large intestine divides into 3 main parts: cecum, colon, rectum. Cecum has vermiform appendix. Colon divides into the ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoid parts. Rectum down finishes by the opening which has name anus. Yes. These are parts of the alimentary canal. This is the way of food from mouth to the anus. Or through these parts of the alimentary canal passes food when we, after the intake of food in oral cavity. But, except the alimentary canal, the organs of digestive system, the second group of organs called accessory organs of the digestive system. Accessory organs called that structures which performs mechanical and chemical digestion of food. This is tube through which it passes the food, but at the same time when it passes through this tube, long tube, food firstly or during the passage digests mechanically and chemically, both types. Mechanical digestion of food begins in oral cavity. By which structures? Teeth and tongue. Yes? After mechanical digestion performs also muscular fibers in wall of the alimentary canal. At the lecture, I think explained the teacher about the structure of wall of the alimentary canal, but generally you can remember so. This tube has wall, yes? That wall is formed mainly by 3 different coats: inner, middle, outer. Inner coat is mucosa, middle is muscularis, outer is generally serous coat. Middle coat, muscular coat of the alimentary canal, is formed by smooth muscular fibers. How food passes through this tube? By the contraction and relaxation of muscular fibers in the wall of the gastrointestinal tract. And at the same time, contraction and relaxation performs also mechanical digestion of chyme along of tube. Understood? Or generally, remember so, accessory organs are organs which performs mechanical digestion or structures which performs mechanical digestion, and that are teeth, tongue in oral cavity, muscular coat in wall of the alimentary canal. Chemical digestion performs glands But generally they called glands. But we have different types of glands. Glands called organs which secretes fluid. That fluid consists of enzymes mostly. Yes, mainly these are enzymes or acids or some other chemical structures. The glands are different types. In oral cavity, there are located glands which called salivary glands. Yes? Salivary glands, which we have in oral cavity, divides into two groups. Large salivary glands and small salivary glands. Large, we will study at a practical lesson separately, but which called large saliva. For example, maybe you know, near to the auricle, below the auricle, we have parotid gland. Under the mylohyoid muscle, we have large gland also, which called submandibular salivary gland. Look, this is submandibular salivary gland. This is parotid gland. But except this, that sublingual is third. But except these large glands in oral cavity, under the mucosa of all parts of the oral cavity, lips, mucosa of lips, cheeks, tongue, if you want, soft palate, consists of small glands, which called everywhere under the mucosa, we have small salivary glands. Next, or glands which are located in oral cavity, these are salivary glands. Next, mucosa of all parts of the alimentary canal consists of glands which called intestinal glands, which also secretion of these intestinal glands performs also chemical digestion. Except this, in our body we have largest gland which called liver, and another gland is pancreas. Liver secretes bile, I think you know, which is important for chemical digestion. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice which consists of many enzymes for digestion. Understood or not? Or accessory organs of the digestive system are salivary glands, intestinal glands, liver, pancreas. That's all. Next, we will study separately all parts, each part of the alimentary canal and accessory structures also. First part of the alimentary canal is oral cavity or mouth. Yes? Now listen, how starts mouth? Anteriorly, how it is bounded?
The mandible and
not mandible. Generally, take the whole our head or
the
body.
oral cavity.
Lips.
Yes.
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 Lips, cheeks. Posteriorly, mouth finishes by a hole, like hole opening, which has special name and called isthmus faucium.
This we don't have to remember.
You will remember all terms which I am explaining. What is visible here? What do you think? What is visible?
Okay.
Which part of the upper part only? This
Exterior, right?
Palate, yes. And this is posterior back side of oral cavity, where we have this hole, which called isthmus faucium, through which food from oral cavity enters pharynx, or behind of this or opening, we have pharynx. Or mouth starts from lips anteriorly and posteriorly finishes by isthmus facium. But generally oral cavity divides into two parts, vestibular part and proper oral cavity. Which part is vestibular part? Think together with me. Vestibular part of the oral cavity anteriorly is bounded by lips and cheeks, posteriorly by the teeth. Or this is narrow space in front of teeth. Understood? And behind of lips and cheeks. I'm every time explain vestibular part, but nobody understood which is. Close your mouth and do so. Where you have air?
In front.
That is vestibular part. Understood? If this part of the mouth is vestibular part, which will be proper oral cavity?
Other side of the.
Other side means what? Behind of teeth.
Yes.
Yes? Proper oral cavity has walls. Yes? Think. How is bounded proper oral cavity anteriorly?
Teeth?
By which structures?
Teeth, no?
Yes, but why are others teeth? Very difficult question. How the proper oral cavity is bounded laterally?
Teeth.
Good. Because there were cheeks. Cheeks, vestibular part.
And
Yes?
how is it bounded posteriorly, Mark?
But if somebody have not posterior molars and premolars, maybe that will be cheek. Now, laterally, proper oral cavity is bounded by teeth. Yes? Upper wall, superior wall of oral cavity, how is formed? How called that part?
Palate.
Total
Soft
term,
palate.
palate. Yes? And next question, which everybody also don't understand. How is formed the floor of the oral cavity?
By the tongue.
This is typical answer.
As for the stupid ones, no highways.
Ah,
What is it?
how the tongue forms the wall if it moves in oral cavity? What
Yeah,
means wall?
No, this muscle there.
Muscle. Which muscles?
I don't
Masticate.
know.
Why you don't know? You must remember that muscles.
Yeah.
Yes.
1 week I forgot.
Think which muscles?
Mastic.
Masticatory.
No?
Here you have masticatory muscles.
Yes. Not mastic.
Which one?
Which muscles? They're fun.
Neck.
Which neck muscle?
Superior, like.
Which names?
It's I wanna say stylo.
Digestive.
Stylohyoid.
Digestive forms not.
Digestive is not
Mylohyoid.
for wall. It is narrow muscle. How it formed this part?
Which is.
You will remember that muscle, that flat muscle, which we have here. And I'm said when I'm explaining, two muscles form the floor of the oral cavity.
And even 2 layers of it? Or
Not
something?
layers, two different muscles.
2 different muscles.
Mylohyoid and geniohyoid.
Oh, I said
That's what I
stylo.
wanted to say.
I wanted to say Milo, but I thought
You don't
Milo.
remember
I thought
that?
Milo was.
Remember or not?
No.
I remember
Why
Milo
not?
higher than.
Because
Easy
muscles
number.
you know very bad. These are, look here. This is mylohyoid muscle. This flat. This is mandible. Mandible has mylohyoid line or groove. Yes? Muscle which originates from mylohyoid groove passes down attached to the hyoid in the middle. 2 mylohyoid muscles joins with together and forms the floor of the oral cavity.
Mylohyoid groove of the mandible. One has to think about this.
That mylohyoid muscle superiorly is covered by mucosa of oral cavity, inferiorly by what?
Is like gina?
Skin.
I wasn't thinking. Like always.
Okay, now about the palate. This is palate, total. Yes? But I think you know, palate divides into two parts. How they called?
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft palate. Which is anteriorly, which is posterior?
Hard, anterior, and soft.
Hard palate is front or from level where we have incisors, teeth, and finishes at the level of last molars. Look, here is visible hard. Why this part of the palate called hard palate? Yes, because it is structurally it is formed by bones, and which bones forms the hard palate?
The maxilla and the ethmoid bone.
Skull, you remember. Maxilla or palatine process of maxilla and horizontal plate of the palatine bone. Yes? These bones together with salivary glands and mucosa forms there. This is a view of whole palate. Posterior small portion of palate called soft palate. Why it's called so? Which structure visible?
The muscle.
Muscle. It is muscular. Yes, part. Soft palate is formed by muscles. By which muscles? Muscles have special names. In the middle of soft palate, visible little projection structure, which called uvula. Total term in oral cavity or in palate of living person. That part called uvula. But how is formed uvula? By uvulary muscle, musculus uvulae, together with mucosa. Other muscles by which is formed soft palate are tensor veli palatini muscle and levator veli palatini muscle. Why they called so? Not difficult. Velum, what means veli? Do you know?
Zelly.
Pardon, this was
Curtain. Curtain.
Curtain. The soft palate has, it is not hard palate located in horizontal plane, but back part of palate, soft palate, has vertical direction, like curtain. Understood? And called velum palatini. Velum is, yes.
In what language?
Tensor veli palatini muscle means during the swallowing, this portion soft palate during the swallowing elevates, moves upward and stretches. Tensor veli palatini stretches this soft palate. Levator elevates. Understood? Other two pairs of muscles, very important. Look at this. Starts from borders of soft palate, passes down from up, down, and attached to what? What is this? What do you think? Which organ? Tongue. Lateral borders of tongue, backside, root part of the tongue. The name of this muscle is, by insertion, origination, insertion, palatoglossal muscle. Behind, posteriorly, located second muscle, which has same direction from soft palate, but attached tongue finishes. Posteriorly, we have pharynx, attached to the lateral walls of pharynx, and called palatopharyngeal muscle. Understood? If levator veli palatini, tensor veli palatini, and uvula muscle located in soft palate or soft palate is formed by these muscles. Palatoglossal and palatopharyngeal muscles, they start from soft palate, and attached to the tongue or pharynx. Understood? In living in our mouth, palatoglossal and palatopharyngeal muscles, together with mucosa, called palatoglossal arc and palatopharyngeal arc. It is important, this name in clinical practice, because between these two muscles, arches, palatoglossal and palatopharyngeal, look here, located something, some structures. What are these?
Glands.
Palatine tonsils.
Tonsils, I said glands.
Glands, that
It's the same?
Glands is not a medicine term,
Okay.
but
Yeah, tonsils.
что подразумеваешь, это то есть то же самое. Understood or not? Palatine tonsils. You know what means tonsillectomy?
No.
Как это на русском?
Что? Какой? Tonsils. No, tonsils.
Как на русском языке? Гланды. Так называется?
You have to get your tonsils removed sometime. Когда резают это мороженое.
Understood? Okay. That's all. Ara. No. No. One. Isthmus faucium. You will know how is bounded isthmus faucium, this opening. It is very easy. Upward it is bounded by what? What is this? Uvula. Laterally by what? What are these? Which are? Palatoglossal, palatopharyngeal arches. And inferiorly by what? What is this? Tongue. Which part of tongue? Root of the tongue.
Yes.
Что ты там делаешь? Снимаешь?
Играю.
Okay, that's all.